So yeah, this exact part with where Cain goes frozen, I want to analyze it a bit, because I want to analyze this bit. So Abel will, we know that this adventure, if you haven't seen the episode, please watch it. It was all an adventure from Cain. It was fake, so he could know if they wanted to stay with him. Abel, who was Cain's creation, said that Cain is also a prisoner. He's also a victim as much as many of them.
Cain is an AI. AI specifically created to keep your minds active. But he's just as much of a prisoner as you are. One that, won't be able to leave with us.
Them? Maybe it was just to sympathize, for them to sympathize with them, but I want to think that maybe Cain, who knows, does he... Okay, he definitely knows stuff because he's the AI, but he mentioned that he was a victim as just as many of them. I want to think why he said that. I want to think why he said Cain was as much as a victim. Why Cain said that. I'm gonna speak as Abel as Cain, because I know that's this is Cain right here. That is Cain. Or maybe I have another theory. Jax, by the end of the episode, mentions right here that Cain can invade their minds. Well, which Cain obviously refutes, but it seems like he does. He obviously does. And then I want to know, maybe Abel was a real person. Maybe Abel was a real person, and then Cain maybe everything was real. And by the end, he controlled Jax to press the button, so that then he was like reassured that they wouldn't leave. But maybe Abel was a real person, and what what Cain did was manipulate him when he was right here. Hold on. When Abel was floating right here, he was like mind flayed. He was controlled by Cain. But maybe back then he was a real person. Maybe he was a real person back then, and then right here his consciousness is gone because Cain is controlling him. It could have very well been a real thing until maybe at some point Cain found out. Or maybe Cain knew this all along and he was seeing them. And maybe he was just seeing them all. Maybe Cain knew of this all along and only wanted to interfere by the end of it. And when he saw that they were about to press the button or settle on leaving, well, Pomni was doing a discussion right there, but he took control of Jax and he made Jax his trump card for him to like be reassured that they wouldn't leave, because maybe this all was real. Then again, maybe he just took control of it. I am confused. This is super interesting. Okay, I want to talk about a little theory that I saw in the someone told me. So right in the end of the episode, we can see that right here in this moment, Jax is beginning to have flashbacks. He's beginning to have flashbacks of what seems to be a road. Let me see if I can find the little thing over here. Of a road. It seems like he was like in right here. Okay, yeah, right here. It's a road, and there's other flashbacks of that, like in these few parts. It's a road. So people are thinking that this is through Jack's real mind in the outside world, a flashback, a memory. And when he pressed the red button, when he read the press button, it said that Cain manipulated him to do so. He went into his mind. But why did he see that? Why did he see that exact part? And I want to get to the interesting part. People are saying Jax is possibly dead. His consciousness is inside the circus, but he's dead. And how could that work? Because okay, first, you know what, the association was a lie, but whoever created this had to like grab Jax's body and put him into the thing. Because we know for sure that the headset thing is actually a real thing, because it's mentioned in the first episode that Popney put on a headset and now she's there.
Put on some weird headset and now I'm here.
The headset thing, out of everything that Kane said through Abel, the headset thing must be real. It must be a thing that's happening. But then again, people are thinking that Jax died. How could have Jax put it on if he died? That someone else had to put it on for him, or maybe he was hospitalized and in the hospital they put it on him. I'm not sure. Maybe he was grabbed by someone, but the theory, I don't know. I don't think Jax is dead. How could he? You'd have to explain how he is in there if he died in a car crash. Because to be there, you have to be physically put in something, or you have to be put. Something has to be put on you. Honestly, it is an interesting theory, but I don't believe he's actually dead. But right at the end, Kane right here says something about have a good life, and then he corrects himself. Then he corrects himself after saying have a good life. I don't know, everyone here is either dead or he was mentioning it just because of Jax. I'm sure Popmany is not dead. It must be one of these people. But he has to be directing the board at Jax. So then someone is dead. Someone is dead in this cast of people. And in the ending, when they leave, they're gonna leave from the circus, or maybe not, who knows. But in the end, one of these people is not gonna be able to leave. Or they leave and they just cease to exist. Their body, like for example, Jax's body might be lost, but his consciousness is still alive. His mind, his guys, completely. This fact actually went over my head a bit. You can see that in the picture I showed you earlier about the pilot. Pomni's body is not there. You can see the headset like laying there. She mentioned put it on, but I assume that your body does get sucked into the computer when you put the headset on. It doesn't physically stay in the real world, but maybe the case would be different for someone that is probably dead or in a coma, who knows. But yeah, this fact went completely over my head. I'm really sorry, but yeah, I'll keep talking. Yeah, his mind is still alive for some reason, but then again, I doubt he's at a hospital, because how could you? Okay, let's review my theories about where Jax's whereabouts are in the real world. Option 1, he's dead. His body is dead, buried, or it's missing. Number 2, he's in the hospital, but that doesn't make any sense, because how could he be in the world? And for example, just imagine seeing someone walk into a room and putting a headset on someone. He can't be at the hospital. He has to be like in a secret facility or something, or in the office. Who knows? And I want to think, does your body cease to exist the moment you put the headset on? Is it literally sucked in? Or do you physically stay in the real world while your mind is inside of the game? That's also something we'd have to figure out. But I opt to say that Jax's body is probably nowhere to be seen in the real world. Like most of these people, because people would be like freaking out over seeing someone being like that, like catatonic or shit. But Jax could be dead. That's something I don't like to think. This whole episode, I was really concerned by by this scene, bro. This scene was absolutely terrifying, bro. I genuinely thought Jax was gonna die right there. And when he wakes up, you can actually see the glowy eyes. Let me see if I can show you that as well. Right here, bro. I want to show you this. This is the exact color palette of extracted eyes. If we look back at Cosmos extraction, this dude was about to go. He was not coming back. He was going to the cellar right in 5 seconds. It's unbelievable, bro. He was this close. That is crazy. That is fucking ridiculous. And yeah, and right this moment, this episode was pure nightmare fuel, bro. I can't think. And then King's line towards the end of the episode about Scratch. Who is Scratch? The first abstraction. Well, we can know it's not his wife. Her name was Queenie, but Scratch? And Kane clearly knows that person. Was it maybe an actual developer of the game? Dude, I'm so confused. I am so confused about this. I'm sorry to have given a little bit of round, like circling around the center of the topic, but dude, I wanted to cover a lot of things about this whole episode. Those are my highlights. Maybe I missed something. I'll rewatch it, but yeah, that was crazy, bro. I can't believe Kane pulled that whole orchestra on them. He was playing them. But yeah, that was the whole thing. I hope you guys liked the little analysis I made. It's not that long as other channels, but yeah. See ya, guys. I need to rewatch this right now.